Facebook lead ads with global social media marketing to infinity and beyond. Welcome to another training video brought to you by Global Social Media Marketing, as you've seen from our intergalactic Buzz Lightyear in the introduction. Today, we're going to be talking about Facebook lead ads and how they can generate leads for your business. Now, this is a later strategy that we should be using in the Facebook marketing strategy that we have for a brand, company, nonprofit, anyone to build a Facebook creation or community around the content that you're making. Talking about. So with that being said, so today I want to be talking about how different Facebook lead ads look and some examples of some lead ads that we've done in the past. So one of the most recent industries that we've been working in here at Global Social Media Marketing is with the life insurance industry. We have a client named John Hanna that has been deciding to pilot a Facebook strategy. We got an advertising budget for him and actually we're willing to offer to give him some free trial work to see if this Facebook strategy would work. And I think we had some really good results in our initial test. And I think we have some ideas for how to make those better. I'm going to kind of talk about how that is done. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open up Facebook and show you how to create a Facebook lead ad from start in the case of John Hanna. So with that being said, where we would start, go into our actual business manager account that we have. So for John Hanna, we have that under Global Social Media Marketing. And then we'll click on our account. And then we'll go to John Hanna. So once we're going to create, we're then going to go into where we're going to choose lead generation as our marketing objective on Facebook. It's right there under the consideration category. We'll give our lead generation a campaign. So for John Hanna, we're going to do Alpharetta, Georgia. That's where I grew up. He's based locally there, and target our audience that includes at least married parents with kids, 45 to 65. We'll click continue. From there, we want to make sure that we have our ad set name. Again, this is good nomenclature to have for your audience so that you can better describe it. You want to select your page. In our case with John, we're using our page. So recommendation for anyone out there is to use your own personal Facebook page to build credibility, as well as tie that to your organic postings that you're doing. Custom audience, we talked about this in one of our earlier videos. We could do connections that you have on LinkedIn, a customer database. You could also create a lookalike audience around any data that you have. John doesn't have that available, so we're going to use interest-based targeting. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into location. We want to make sure that we focus on local, right? That's where I'm seeing a lot of results happening is people that are using Facebook lead ads within their local area, not too crazy of distance. So we'll go 30-mile radius. And then from there, we want to kind of target our age. So we know that John is selling life insurance agent, and people, based on his past campaigns, were responding to his ads, 45 to 65 plus, all genders. And then we used English, and then we used Spanish. From there, we want to really understand our audience, right? So John has relayed to me that he wants to target people that, need his services and have high income to be able to pay for those type of high investments within life insurance at a very good rate. So with that being said, we would maybe target people that are married, right? We had mentioned that. We can target by relationship status. So then we can do parents also. Demographic, there we go. We're getting more targeted. And then we could look at maybe people that have kids, engaged in a relationship, parents with preschoolers. There we go. There's another demographic. So now we've gotten, we've got all the parents. We can also do new parents. We could also do something like, if we're targeting high income, we might look at people that like luxury goods. Maybe people in Alpharetta, I've seen they drive BMWs a lot. That's kind of a premium good. Not an employer, though, as an interest. You might also look at if they're frequent travelers. That might be another signifier, right? The people that are traveling often have disposable income. That's a behavior. We might also look at somebody that owns a home, right? Somebody that's a new home buyer. There we go, first-time home buyer. We could tackle by, mobile device, right? Maybe higher class use an iPhone 10 if that's available. That's kind of a newer phone, right? iPhone 7, 8 XR, that's brand new. Yeah, so you might target people that have that, right? These are all ways that we can think about targeting higher income, traveling, having a advanced technology, being married with kids and a nice car, and they own a home, they buy luxury goods. Maybe they're also into golf, right? People like to golf in Alpharetta, and they spend good money on golf, right? Now we've really started to get more targeting. What else could we maybe think of is excluding things that we don't want for things that are maybe not premium products? So maybe we could exclude things like Walmart, the low prices. Now we've got a 500,000 audience. Now we're getting around being targeted, and we're still getting kind of, a good conversion rate of leads that are showing here with the reach. So I feel like maybe at this point, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 plus easily. We're pretty targeted. We can do a connection people that have not liked our page, right? Because the point of Facebook lead ads is to generate new leads. So with that being said, we want to exclude people that like our page, and then we would type in our page. So in our case, Global Social Media Marketing. And then we could save this audience. There's also an option to expand interests. And if you see that, it kind of increases the amount of people. So that might also lower the cost per lead. So we can also kind of improve that and have a little bit of a larger audience. So that being said, my recommendation is to try to get this number closer to 500,000. That's kind of what I'm seeing work pretty well. So I'm going to turn off the expanded interest in our example for today. And then I would save this audience, right? I would go and I would save it so you don't lose it. I would give it the title so and give it the month. That's another good way to remember when you created the audience. So May 2019. So then from there, what we can do is we can go set our placements, right? Automatic is recommended by Facebook, and that's just simply because if you go into edit placements and you see all of the different ways in which your Facebook lead ad can be seen, right? Instant articles, feeds, Instagram, audience network, messenger. There's so many ways. And what you'll need to do as time goes on is you'll need to see where your customers are seeing your ads within those. But in the beginning, you really need to start with automatic because you want to get the greatest reach and you want to get leads. You don't want to limit yourself in the beginning. From there, I think a daily budget is also very good. You can kind of adjust your budget daily and then play with the numbers. So in John's case, we were able to generate him leads in the first trial month period of around $47 a lead. So if we took that same number, we can then see that he's going to maybe on average reach a little under 47. So maybe in this case, if we went a little higher, what would that look like? Right now we're saying he's going to get at least one lead a day, if not maybe upwards to 10. In my experience, it's good to have this number not say less than 10. This should be more targeted. So our issue might be here in the fact that we went super qualified, right? Whereas if we remove some of these interests, we might get more leads. But ideally, you want this to be at bare minimum that 1 to 11, because then you're really going to get some leads and you can optimize things. Now, am I saying that we should be running campaigns for John at $67? No. But I think what you need to see is that you need to test things first and you can optimize them. And if you're able to spend $500 for Facebook lead ads, I am seeing good results and you can really get into some granular targeting. So from there, what you'll want to do is I go with a low cost. You can set a bid cap, which means you're saying to Facebook, I would like to only pay this much for a lead. So maybe in John's case, he doesn't want to pay more than $50 a lead, and they'll set that bid cap, and that's how much I'll be able to get with that bid cap. Now, if I go to the lowest cost, I'm essentially telling Facebook, they'll get us the biggest bang for our buck, and I will pay over that lowest target cost that I'm looking for. A good approach, again, is to start with the lowest cost and then maybe move to target cost once you have some data and Facebook's learned. Delivery type should be standard in my experience. That also works very well, and then you're off to the races to create your ad. So from there, you would want to name your ad. And what I do here is I would take the audience name and then kind of think about what this is. So we did a nice video ad saying, get a free quote. So I know what the value offer is. We can also add in our Instagram. I highly recommend doing that. That just increases your reach, right? If you have an Instagram page. And then we can go and we can create our ad now. So what we'll do here is we will go look for a image from Upload Images, or what we could also do is we could browse our library and see if we had any in the past, right? So in John's case, we had a ad of a video, actually, is what we had. So we'll look for a video. So instead of uploading a image, we will select a video right here. And now we can upload a video, and we can go to our browse library, and we can see our videos that we've already used, right? So one thing to note is Facebook will give you customizations for certain placements, and you can do that. For right now, for today's video, I'm not going to customize it. Good rule of thumb too, guys, here is anything under 30 seconds is good. In John's case, we used a 30-second video. You might want to even try to make it 15 seconds, right? I mean, you can see some of the numbers here. They're recommending that, recommended length up to 15 seconds. Short and sweet, guys. Get your point across, be curious, and kind of have a value offer. So the next thing I would then do is I would put in text. I would put something like, get a free quote to protect your family with life insurance. That's simple. I have a value offer. I might do something else too. That's something like, a free phone call quote, and then kind of use some emojis, right? We need to stand out in the world of marketing. So we might use something in John's case that's related to his industry for an emoji, something that's like a house. So if we're looking for a house, drivable places, there's a house right there. Okay. And we're back. So now we're kind of standing out, right? We've got a nice value offer. We might talk to the pain points either as well too, like need help understanding how to make the right insurance selection. Right, so we're talking about their pain point. We're saying we're going to give away a free quote, and we're short and simple. We're not making this overcomplicated. Now, you can do a lot of different things with Facebook ads. You can get very extensive, have a long ad. I like to, make sure that at least I'm talking to a pain point. I'm having a nice imagery call out, and I'm doing a value offer. Now, value offers could be anything from a free quote to a free phone call to a free session to a free appointment to a free white paper. I mean, you have to think about in 2019 that the attention span of people in Facebook marketing is very hard to attain, but it's very valuable. And that's one thing that I wanted to talk about in our video today, to kind of take a quick break here, and say, Facebook ads, for example, are, they have a very kind of dynamic change, but everyone in advertising is using that, guys. 92%. Over 5 million businesses are using advertising on Facebook, right? So we know that Facebook ads are working. So another stat I wanted to point to is when you're getting these leads, right? You're going to need to nurture these leads. Just because they click on your ad and they become a lead does not mean you're making a sale. What doing Facebook lead ads does is it helps provide you with information. You collect their email, their first name, their last name, and then you need to nurture that. So I know that's a little off topic, but I wanted to kind of throw in some stats there to, again, show why Facebook lead ads are so important. So then with our display link, we might take something like John Hanna's website, right? So if we go to John Hanna lifeinsurance.com, we can see his website. We can add that. Headline is kind of just reinforcing like what that value is, right? What we're giving to create the relationship. Give first, guys, not take. So, get a free life insurance quote, right? We know exactly what that is. And then we can do a sign up. So for John, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to collect their information in the lead form. So we're going to sign up. We might even do that, get a free quote by signing up to be even more clear. Right? It's a little bit longer, but it makes more sense. Maybe we even break it up a little bit so it has some room to breathe. And then from there, we would just want to make sure that, our call to action mentions our message. The whole time I've been creating this ad too, I've been looking on it for mobile. Why is that? Because pretty much everybody goes on Facebook on their mobile phone. I mean, it's very rare that people are not accessing Facebook every day on their mobile. And so we want to look at how that looks first, and then we can see with the other placements how that's going to look, right? We can see if it's supported or if it's not. We can see kind of a sponsored post, how that's going to look. How's it going to look on Instagram? That's how it's going to look. I mean, so, that gives you some different options so that you're able to see that. But start with Facebook mobile because that's where most people are going to be seeing this ad. From there, we can go into a description about this, and just say that we are protecting families with life insurance in Alpharetta, Georgia. And that's another great point too, is make it relevant to your audience, right? How can I get this better? Free phone call quote. Free phone call quote, right? That's not very descriptive. Free life insurance. We might even do Alpharetta. So free Alpharetta. So we can really kind of get down to kind of describing more of what that is. And it's more targeted, it's more relevant for our audience. So I think that's another important part as I talked to John about making our campaigns better. We would then want to set up our Pixel. We want to make sure that that's installed. Pixel is developed by implementing some code on the back end, and it's pretty easy to set up. We'll do another video on that you can reference, but there's tons of other videos out there, and even Facebook now provides how to exactly do that. There are also WordPress plugins that you can use that will kind of allow you to not even need to know how to use any code today. We can also set up offline events, and then we want to get to our lead form, right? So this is the second part of our Facebook. We've thought about our audience. We've created our creative and our value offer. We have a great value offer of giving away something for free to build a relationship and drive some interest. And now we want to think about qualifying our leads with some of the questions, right? So in John's case, he kind of relayed that he would like to use more qualified leads. So maybe higher intent that will give people another chance to confirm their info once they submit it, right? It's not like they submit it and then it's done. That might help as well. But when you're starting a campaign, you should always start with more volume, right? You need to adjust, and you can really kind of figure out how many leads you can expect and then kind of drive the higher intent. So we'll try with higher intent since it's a need for John. Headline, we can use an image, same type of thing again. So I like to make it this, what the offer is, free life insurance quote, form. If we had an image, we could use that. If not, we would want to put an image there. I don't have an image, I think, of John handy. So what I can do is just take a quick screenshot here, maybe just of John. There's a nice picture of John. You can just kind of screenshot that. Now we can upload that. You might want to use something there like your brand logo or something like that. In John's case, we're going to use a picture that's very personable. And then we want to tell people about our product service. So, John Hanna Life Insurance has been serving the Alpharetta community with insurance needs for over 20 years. We've got a little description there. We know what the form is. Then we go into some qualifying questions, right? So how can we make more targeted to John? We might say, please answer the questions. How about fill in the questions below? We definitely want to collect their email and their full name. There's another array of options that you can target by. So obviously the more that we add to this, the more qualified they're going to be, right? People attention spans are very low though. So I think the results that I'm seeing work very well, and then you kind of guiding them through that conversation, is taking an email and a full name. You can parse out full name by using an add-on that I've mentioned in Google Sheets. And the other thing that you need is phone number. The main reason why you need a phone number is in my experience, Facebook lead ads, people don't reply to emails as quickly as they do from phone calls. So the other side that I had mentioned on that nurturing stat that I said that nurtured leads make 47% greater purchase compared to non-nurtured leads, that's me pointing to the fact that you must, as a company, if I'm your marketing solution, I'm providing you with these leads. The second part of it is the sale. You need to figure out how to automate lead nurturing cycles, right? I mean, people that are doing that are getting an increase in revenue. And it's just one of those things where all of this great content that you're making, all these stats about, people creating it and buying habits. I mean, the buying cycle, they could go 50% without even talking to you. But if you haven't reached out to them, that's one of the biggest things that you're missing out on. And so I wanted to kind of show too, what you could make in cost per leads, right? I mean, here's some stats within, a year or two ago that are saying, within, let's say we were in the health and wellness industry, we would be making a lead around $40, or, you can see kind of 45 finance, travel and tourism is 29. And you can see where social media is being cost effective in comparison with all of these other marketing channels. So I think that's really important to talk about. When you talk about social selling, right? People have, who are using it to fill their pipeline. that's helping them out, people that have closed deals due to social media. I mean, there's scientific evidence showing that, in order for you to make these lead generation campaigns, there is going to be a selling aspect, right? There's going to be a follow-up aspect. And you can even look, one last stat I wanted to show you was that, the ability for you to use outbound practices provide the highest quality leads for sales. So that means that, there's not a lot of people doing that, but there is still that need for you to do that. Marketing technology represents 33%. You need to have the right technologies to automate some of that nurturing that lead campaign. If you're going to run a lead ad campaign that's going to generate you 250 leads in a month and you only contact a select few of them, then you're missing a crucial part of the lead generation strategy. And you can integrate things with your lead generation strategy. One such product is an app called Zapier. It allows you to actually get your leads sent directly to your phone, which is very nice. And very beneficial. There's a slide in our case study for John that we'll be presenting to him explaining, hey, one of the great things about doing Facebook lead ads compared to direct mail and insurance is that you can get these phones directly sent to your phone. I mean, you can even see how we got his leads, their number, their email, do they smoke tobacco, the amount of insurance that they're looking for. That's a great integration. Another great thing that you can do is you can integrate it with MailChimp, right? You can then just have it populate within that. That's a feature. A lot of small business owners are using MailChimp. It's cost effective. And then you can run those drip marketing campaigns. Drip marketing campaigns are just the thought that once you get a lead and you collect their email information, then you then need to nurture that lead through a series of emails that you create rules. Think about some of the greatest marketing companies out there like Amazon, right? They have to pay to play and they send you so many emails once they do collect you. And they've got your email address by the fifth or sixth time you've seen Amazon, however many times, and you're like, it's about time that I buy for Amazon. So there's an important aspect of building relationships and communication and the concept of giving first instead of taking. Giving away a value offer in Facebook lead ads in order to collect information. Once you have the information to create communication, it's about an educational and also value offer, building of relationships, things that you see in great networking that I've been a part of with Network After Work or Mile High Young Professionals. Relationships are built in time and relationships are built with a mindset of good communication and trust in order for you to buy those products or services. Most people that hear about your brand for the first time on Facebook lead ads, they're not going to know who you are. So you have to build that credibility. And some of that is not done online. Some of that still today is done in person, on the phone, and through email. But those are some other solutions that you can do to kind of automate some things. So with that being said, I think at bare minimum on your follow-up, if you're creating a form, you must have an email, full name, and phone number. Then you have the bare minimum data. Let's say we wanted to get John very more targeted, right? We can do marital status and know that they're married or whatever. We could even target a specific zip code or within a neighborhood, maybe other things like that, And then I think the other custom question, as you saw, we can add short answer, multiple choice conditional, even appointment scheduling, which is great. If we wanted to be able to set that directly through the form. One of John's qualifying questions was, do you use tobacco? Okay, so we've added that. Privacy policy is something that we need to include per the new Facebook advertising guidelines and policies. And I actually wrote an article most recently about our privacy policy, and you can use that as a template. So if you go to globalsocialmediamarketing.com, and then we scroll down to our most recent blog articles, you should see that a privacy policy has been developed, and we can use that for our page. So we will do the URL, and we'll just call this privacy policy, Global Social Media Marketing Privacy Policy. We can add a custom disclaimer if we want to. Right now, we're not going to worry about that. We've got our privacy policy in place, has some of that information. And then we would review screen, right? The review is what gives people a chance to look over if for some reason they were filling it too fast out. They're going to say review your info. So it's another layer of getting more qualified leads. Last thing would be just saying thank you. I think always a great thing is saying what they, what are you thanking them for? So I would say thanks for taking the time to fill out the form, to talk with me, or to chat. That's very personal. Your info has been sent to John Hanna Life Insurance. Tap below to visit our website, or feel free to call us at, and then you're giving another opportunity once they filled out that form. So if I'm a business or if I'm John, I might go look for my phone number, make sure that's in there so I can get that direct phone call. I've created another conversion opportunity there, and I also am saying with his website. So another great thing there is too, don't link to my homepage, link to my contact page, where I also have another form if you want to reach out to me and all my information. Tap below to visit our website, or feel free. And then you have the button, view website, right? And there's the link. So that I've now given them an option to not only submit information to me, I have their email address, but now I've actually given them my phone number as well in return, and our website to create more credibility and another layer of trying to convert them. So at that point, I'm going to save this, right? It's a lot of work. And then finish. And I want to make sure that I title it. That's really important as well. We almost missed that. So we will call this Qualified Alpharetta. Life insurance. And we could get more granular there again. Thanks for taking the time. Tap below to visit our website. We might even put our address there in Alpharetta. There's so many things that we can do, but keep it pretty simple. At a high level, I think the important thing to look at all this is, having a good image, knowing what that offer was and what they're filling out, asking them to fill out your questions, and at bare minimum with your questions, you need to have phone, full name, and email. If you have any other qualifying questions, that's going to help. And then give them those opportunities at the end on the thank you screen, guys. Create more opportunities for conversions and conversations so that you can build relationships to create customers. From there, we're going to click finish. We've got our nice lead ad. We can see it there, right? And we're all set. We're ready to review. We can see the name, lead, radius, how much we're spending, automatic bid. We've got our ad, our value offer, our video, confirm. So we're good to go, guys. That's how you create a Facebook lead ad. I just gave you a great example of how we would adjust creating John potentially future lead gen campaigns for how to collect highly qualified leads for John, high disposable income, targeting by those buyer behaviors, making sure it's within a radius, knowing our age and their buying habits. So we're going to turn off that. And I just wanted to show you kind of a latter thing, as we were presenting our Facebook marketing case study to John. We talked about kind of, the results of his campaigns, right? So he was able to generate at 47 cost per lead without even all that granular targeting in 1 month. And we did it through Facebook's, and I could break down and see the exact age, guys. I don't even have to ask them for that question. Facebook, the great thing about the lead ads is that it automatically populates those things. I can also see at what times, right? I might set my campaign. It's not like direct mail where I don't know when they open it up. I don't know if they even see the email. I know how many people I reached. I can see what ad performed the best. I can see gender demographics and then placement, right? Did I get higher result on Instagram versus Facebook? testing different ads, seeing what the engagement is, seeing if I got any type of comments or things like that. Did my lead ads also drive traffic to our website? And we know that our audience is there. That was one thing I was pointing out in all these stats. 61% of marketers say generating traffic and leads is their top challenge. Well, how are you going to do that if you're not paying to play, right? One of my new things that I've been saying to my friends is that marketing is like gambling, right? You have to pay to play. Bigger risk, bigger reward. And if you're not cashing in on Facebook lead ads in the golden era, when you can get a lead for $40, if you're a service-based industry, it's a no-brainer, really. It makes no sense to continue to try to pay for direct mail when your audience is on the top 3 most visited websites in the world, which are Google, YouTube, and Facebook being one of those. So you need to have a strategy. Another thing I had pointed in the lead ad campaigns to improve, I think, with John is having that follow-up communication, right? Having it 15 minutes. I mean, if I can get it to your phone as soon as it comes directly from Facebook, you don't even need a spreadsheet. You don't need to manipulate any data. It's on your phone. You can call that lead right away. But in insurance, people are still going online. And then once they turn into a lead, they want to talk to an agent. So that's something that I cannot control, right? I can try to teach people how to do sales within their industry and help them because this is a new thing. And my best advice is to mention the ad, mention about, if if they're connected to anyone on Facebook that that's always another great, methodology. Saying that you got their contact information so that they know that where you got it from is a great reminder, and saying, thanks for looking at my ad. I really appreciate it. That's a really great type of way to kind of start the conversation. And so that's kind of where, email marketing, right? You can see, with all the different things, like Gmail has 1 billion active users now. Like if you're not emailing people, then you're kind of missing out on that other channel. So you got to have good follow-up, guys. And that's something, unfortunately, my company has not been able to, control. That's coming internally. Maybe in the future, that's a great service we will be able to offer. And so what you can kind of see too is the targeting. I think that the targeting is important. Why would you use Facebook ads? It's time sensitive, immediate responses, low cost of entry. You saw how easy it was. I can integrate it with technologies. I can reach friends. And then how would I target my audience better? Think about their job titles, their publications, their hobbies, their age. Do they travel? What are their relationships? Are they in high net worth neighborhoods? Include, brands that don't match your audience. Really think about, guys, when you think about who you're targeting. Benjamin Kepner in Alpharetta, Georgia, he is a CEO, 31-year-old millennial that loves products like Coca-Cola and Uber and Google and is interested in social media marketing and that travels every year and is middle income and, has a family. That's how you're really going to think about your audience. And Facebook's data is amazing on what that provides to you. And those are things that you will test and truly get optimized ads. So with some of the campaigns that I wanted to show the results of kind of looking into with John, just as some successes, was kind of looking at, if we went into John's ad campaigns, we can also click into what's called ad relevance score, right? We can see what the cost per leads converted at. We can see this one converted at $39. Why was that? We're going to go into our research and then now go look over here and say, oh, because the relevance score was a 2 instead of a 1. Imagine if your relevance score was a 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, that's what a relevance score. And so a relevance score, how it needs to be improved is through better targeting. If you don't have good targeting, then the ad or the copy doesn't really matter. So how could we improve John ads, right? Wow, he got, 21 leads or 22 leads for only $1,000 investment off of a 2 relevance score. Imagine where he would be at 10. He might be getting leads in life insurance anywhere from $15 to $20 a lead if he has a good copy or an image or video that targets the right audience. That's something you have to learn, right? That's a lot of what people are not teaching you on YouTube or in school, is how to target the right audience on Facebook. So another thing I wanted to show, just to kind of click in, just to kind of give you some follow-up to all of this, I know that we're running kind of long on the time here, so I want to be respectful of not making this too long, would just be kind of looking into your charts. I showed you some of those examples. I can click into performance, demographics, and placements. That's not a good example because it wasn't, there wasn't enough data. But if I clicked in here, I can see placements, demographics, performance. We talked about that stuff. What about if we need to get our leads, right? Where are the leads sent? The leads would be sent to our page. So if I own Global Social Media Marketing, that's where the leads are going. There's a feature that says more, and there's publishing tools. It might be underneath your more or in publishing tools. That's what you're looking for. Some people it's under more, I've seen. Then you're going to go to Facebook lead ad forms. This is where it's going to be your leads list that you can download them, right? It's going to give you the most recent. So once you download them, if you see, it'll say like since your last range, or you can do new. And once you then select it, you have the option to do CSV or XLS. In my experience, it's best to use CSV. The other great feature is that you could integrate all of this through Google Sheets. Zapier is another great integration for that, so definitely look into that. And then you can kind of also see where your other forms may have been created and how you set up your leads, right? There's that Zapier integration that we talked about. If you have a CRM, how can you manage that better with drip campaigns in your follow-up? So I think those are some great tools and resources there. I've kind of explained about the follow-up, how important that is. We've got a whole course here at Facebook Marketing. You'll see Facebook lead ads is something that should be later in the funnel. And that's another video that I've decided I'm going to make that explains what businesses, but to that point, guys, why don't you take the time to also go look what other people are doing, right? So let's say I was a massage clinic and I was looking to see what types of ads other massage therapists are using. I might go look, as you saw earlier before I close it, was Massage Envy. And there's a really great feature now on Facebook that allows me to go to pages and actually see the types of ads that they are running. I know Massage Envy is running lead ad campaigns. Why? Because I can see it on their page, guys. Here's how I can go about finding it. Info and ads on their page. I can scroll through their messages. And then wait for it. Boom. Professional massage. Keep your body working with regular massages. If you don't do anything with regularity, you should get massaged with regularity. Book now. Look at that, guys. It's taking me directly to a place where they're saying schedule an appointment, and this is a web lead form ad. So that being said, there's any way that you can go about now with new Facebook advertising policies to search for your different types of industries, and your types of products within the search bar right there, and then just go to the page and look for info and ads, and you can see other examples of other campaigns that are running. So that was one other thing that I wanted to show you as well. There's so many things I could teach you guys about Facebook lead ads. I think I've given you some really good approaches that, you can collect leads as low as maybe 15 on the low end in my experience. I've even seen leads at $2, which is crazy. I think it depends on the audience and the value offer that you have, and build that page. Watch the other videos, build those things first, and then things should filter in time. And then you need to create conversations, right? Sales, communications, business are built on relationships, and relationships are not built through advertisements. Advertisements are a way to drive interest. That's what Facebook is doing, is grabbing your attention when we're all so busy on our phones and our crazy technology lives that we get that 8 seconds of your attention on Facebook. But from there, it's all about building that relationship and nurturing it. So I hope that's been beneficial and that you see the value of Facebook ads. I wouldn't have created this video and went through all of the crazy shenanigans that I did if I didn't truly believe in Facebook ads and the power that I'm helping create for my clients. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd love to hear any follow-up examples in any industries you've been working with, or if you want to talk to me more about how I can help you with Facebook lead ads. I hope this has been beneficial. That's what we're trying to do here at Global Social Media Marketing, is be transparent with how we can help businesses and schools grow through education and empowering people to learn how to do these things. These are things that are new And you really do need an expert that can kind of teach you and guide you with all the robust options that are now available to generate leads through Facebook ads. So with that being said, guys, should you be doing Facebook ads? It's not a matter of should you, it's a matter of when are you going to do Facebook ads. And hopefully you'll watch this video and take advantage of that opportunity. And here's to infinity and beyond. Take care, guys. Please subscribe to our channel.